After the Gokarna and Mysore road trip, it was time for another one. And this time, we were traveling back in time to the 14th century to explore the ancient ruins of Hampi. The road leading to Hampi after Chitradurga is lined up with massive windmills and conditions are near perfect. So it definitely added to the excitement level, which was already very high. Before we jump into the video, one thing I want to mention is that the ancient ruins of Hampi are spread across all over the city. There are more than 50 locations marked on the map, and it will take you a very long time to visit and really admire the finer details in each one of them. I've done my best to capture most of them, and in this video, we're going to be starting off with Vijaya Vitthala Temple, which has the famous stone chariot inside. Good morning everybody, welcome to another video. My name is Akshay Joshi and today we are in the renowned Hampi. We are about to enter the Vijaya Vitthala Temple right now, which is the famous chariot. So let's go inside and have a look around. You have a parking space available as well for your two-wheeler and for four-wheeler, and once you're done with your parking, you'll have to make your way all the way to the temple, and there is a small dirt road about 1 kilometer which you'll have to walk. You can even hire a small golf cart if you want and then go directly to the temple over there. Before you reach the temple, make sure you have a quick stop to have a look at the beautiful Pushkarani, which was used for bathing, conducting temple rituals and for harnessing water.
On the way from the parking to Vijaya Vitthala Temple, you'll find this water bath. In case you come in buggy, you might miss this place because we were walking and we found this. There's nobody here, it's a very beautiful spot and you can just chill out here for some time.
The Vitthala Temple represents the highest watermark of the Vijayanagara style of art and architecture. The construction began during the reign of Devaraya II in the 15th century, and then substantial additions were made by Krishnadevaraya. From about 500 meters, you will start noticing the temple over there. That's the first glimpse. At the entrance, you'll be able to read the history of the temple, which is even available in Braille, and you'll have to purchase a ticket of Rs 40 per person. That'll give you access to Vijaya Vitthala Temple, Archaeological Museum and Lotus Mahal for one day. When you enter the temple, you'll notice the stone chariot, which is created out of a single rock and perhaps the most stunning architectural achievement of the Vijayanagara period.
This famous stone chariot actually has Lord Garud's idol in it. This chariot, as you can see, is pulled by elephants, but unfortunately the trunk of the elephant is broken across the temple complex and it's very disappointing to see this in ruins.
Come early in the morning, so the crowd is very less. As the time goes by, it is going to get extremely crowded and it is very hot as well, even though it's just post monsoon. So try to come here early in the morning or maybe towards the end of the day when the sun is not that hot. Otherwise you will be struggling to stand in the sun and enjoy these beautiful places. Noticing my camera setup, a guide wanted me to capture the 5-in-1 carving at the temple, which shows you a frog jumping, a big monkey carrying a small monkey, Sheshnag and Shivling, monkey feeding a small monkey, and flying Hanuman. Similar to this, there are multiple small details spread across the whole complex. One can easily fall short of words to describe the beauty of this wonderful man-made piece of art. I think there's no better time to discuss about the origin of Vijayanagara Empire now that we are in Vijaya Vitthala Temple next to the Chariot over here. So it was actually started out by two people, Harihara and Bukka, back around 1300, and there are 4 dynasties which have lived through the entire Vijayanagara Empire. It was so huge that pretty much the entire south of India was actually ruled by them. And the most famous one is the third dynasty, and the famous kings during that time were Krishnadevaraya and Achyutaraya. Now, during that particular period, Hampi was the second largest city in the world, and it was one of the most richest cities as well. There used to be more foreigners over here than Indians and localites, and there used to be multiple trades of pearls, gold, silver, spices, and so many other things. Unfortunately, in 1565, this entire place was plundered for 6 months, and everything was brought down into ruins by the Bahmani Sultanate. And now what remains here are these ruins. Very delicate, very beautiful, very intricate, and that's how the Vijayanagara Empire started and then finally ended. You can notice Anjaneya Temple, the birthplace of Hanuman, located across the other side of Tungabhadra River from the temple as well. Multiple pillars across the complex allow you to hear musical chimes when struck. So the city of Hampi, which we know right now, was actually divided into 3 parts. One was Kamlapur, second was Vitthalapur, and the third was the Hampi. Kamlapur is the place where actually all the royal people used to stay. Vitthalapur was the place where all the foreigners and used to come for exchanging and bargaining and trade and so on. And then Hampi was the place which was the administrative quarters. Now what is left right now are just the ruins of Hampi. After visiting the Vijaya Vitthala Temple, I'd recommend checking out King's Palace as well.
Right now we are exploring the premises of the Vijaya Vitthala Temple complex. Apart from the temple itself, there are a lot of things to see here. What you see behind me is the King's Palace, and there are other shrines as well. One note of caution: to be prepared, have your cap on, get at least 2 liters of water, because even post monsoons it's very hot, and to enjoy this and absorb this place you need a few hours at least, and you need to be prepared with all these things. So now we are done exploring the Vijaya Vitthala Temple, and as soon as you come out and move towards the right direction, you will come across a path which will lead you to the Virupaksha Temple. And on the way, what you see right behind me is called King's Palace. Now what that means is basically you have 2 pillars structured and a horizontal beam on the top where people used to weigh themselves equivalent to food or ornaments and then donate that to the poor. So that's what you see right behind me. That's called King's Palace, and right behind that is 2-storied gateway. And you can imagine back in those days, if something is 2-storied,
That probably must have been the Burj Khalifa of those days, I guess. One of the things which I wanted to do when we were going to visit Hampi was take the same photos which Alexander Greenlaw took of Hampi back in 1856 and just see the different kind of changes which have happened throughout all these years. I've been successfully been able to capture 4 of them so far, and you can see them right now. So that's one of the things which I wanted to do, was to come here and then explore Hampi and then compare those kind of photos from back in 1856 and 2021. Clearly things have changed here drastically. And definitely things will change for many years to come. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll continue to explore Hampi in the upcoming videos. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss them. And until next time, have a good one.